time will end. Supposing you sit there and then there are no thoughts, time will end. I'm going to give you that experience. Just you start your meditation at a certain time, you look at your watch, and then you stop your mind. You meditate for 5 hours and then you open and come back to the mind again and then look at the watch. The time will be the same time when you started. So you have done something subjectively within yourself, but that has an impact on supposedly objective things. You should realize that there is no object outside at all. You put them all outside. And your consciousness is the connecting link between yourself, which is your subject or subjective nature, and then the object. That's why Osho used to put this in a very beautiful way. I have never known anybody to put this in such a beautiful way. He said, when the subject loses its subjectivity, the object will lose its objectivity. The subject has to lose its subjectivity. And you would write it subjectivity, objectivity. Yeah. So object is not there when the subject is not there. It is the subject who creates the object. So the crap that is out there is only a reflection of yourself. So we put so much crap outside. So there is no use going and cleaning the crap outside. We have to go in and clean up the crap inside. And then put some good stuff there. Then you can see the good stuff outside. That's why I tell you, don't complain. Only insecure people want to accuse others. The day you say that, yes, I goofed, I was not conscious, is the day that you have made a significant step forward. Well, I should have thought about it, and I was unconscious. But on the other hand, what we do, we find this all in the corporate structure. We are ready to blame it on someone else. He did this. He was responsible. Why do you say that? Because you want to save your skin. That's what it is. That is a very insecure philosophy. Instead, you should go, yes, I did it. You don't want to say that because you think that you will lose your job. But if you have unlimited resources, who cares? I just go and make money, no matter what. I'm not dependent on this company. because I created that bad reality, that crap that I cannot survive without this company. Many people wait and this company is going to make money and I'm going to, you know, go for an IPO. And when it goes for an IPO, and I'm going to make a lot of money. But what's happening is you are not in control of the company, and some idiots are in control of the company. They are going to screw it up, and then you think that, well, it looks like everything is moving along very good, but it is not in your control. And then you wait for 5 years, and after 5 years, it's not going to go for an IPO. And then you feel bad. Oh my God, why did I wait so long? It's like a mirage. On the one hand, you have to be realistic, but at the same time, you should see what you can do and experiment a number of things. Maybe in another field you're going to make a tremendous amount of money, which is totally unrelated to you. So do not have dependence. Now I'm going to depend on this to grow into something great. So that limits your awareness. I'm going to release this tape series which I had dumped a while ago, which was the personal transformation program. And I was inspired to do that because while I was coming here, Ari was playing, he was going through this program. He was playing this month 10 tape where I am talking about how people are stuck in their jobs and how they don't develop the right type of consciousness for entrepreneurships. And then I talk about Bill Gates. And Bill Gates started reading Fortune magazines very regularly when he was a boy in the high school. And he used to go to the basement and read Fortune magazines. It's very important to put those things in your consciousness. Because when you read a Fortune magazine, what do? You just read someone has made $100 million selling this company or merging this company. And it is important to see those things happening around you. And then they subtly, subliminally influence you. And especially when you get this idea when you are at high school, then it becomes stronger and stronger within you. But most of the people have had very bad parenting. That's a problem. The parents themselves did not know what to do. They became so negative, or they spent all their lifetime in just mediocre life. They never taught anything, so the environment was very bad to begin with. That's why I like Colin Powell's program, the mentor. Just give a mentor to this kid who is caught up in a very bad situation. Mentoring is very, very important because they don't have any role model. So every day you just take, whether you have time or not, just 10 minutes, read a Fortune magazine or the Wall Street Journal. You will be subliminally influenced. The negative mind will come, what do I know about all these things? You don't have to know about all these things. I'll tell you, the story of this woman who created the body shop. And she was a woman who was raising two kids because she couldn't go to work and then pay for the babysitters, and then she just started this uh, multi-billion-dollar business now. And then she had no knowledge whatsoever about economics or borrowing money from the bank, nothing. Just she poured uh, the shampoo in old bottles, and she couldn't afford a typewriter. She wrote the name of the shampoo by hand and then pasted it on the bottles and then sold it. Then she had problems with the bank. The bank, when she wanted to open another shop in London, they said, you are not creditworthy. We can't give you any money. And all that she wanted for 7,000 pounds or less than that. And then there was a friend of hers then who said, yeah, I will give you the 7,000 pounds or so, but then I want 50% of the company. She said, yeah, because the bank wouldn't give me the money, but I'm confident that this is going to be a great. So he put his 7,000 pounds. She opened another shop. That 7,000 pounds within 3 years or 2 year period of time appreciated to 175 million pounds. That's what it is. And she writes, I do not know anything about IPO. I have never even heard about the word IPO. Or economics or accountants or nothing. But when the time came, all these people who knew these things came to me, and then I just said, yes, yeah, go ahead and do it. So just don't tell me that I do not know anything about finances, but you guys are so dependent on other people, dependent on the job, dependent on, getting another contract, but not in venturing, not taking risks. Can you tell me anyone who really made big in his life or her life who did not risk? None. None. You have to risk. But before you risk, evaluate. Okay? The potential of the project. If there is no potential, don't risk it. I used to give this example. You just don't want to go and start a company which manufactures typewriters. Can you sell typewriters these days? No. You can collect some antique manual typewriters and then sell, but not typewriters. Nobody would buy typewriters these days. So evaluate the project and then risk.